Cathie Woods just went on Yahoo Finance and said some interesting things about Tesla. Now, I know most of you guys are going to go like, oh man, Cathie Woods' ARK fund is down like 70%. Why should we listen to her? Well, I'll tell you why we should listen to her, because she's been right on Tesla stock before. Her modeling has been approved by Elon Musk on how the Tesla should be, or the stock should be valuated, the company should be valuated. And no one has done research in depth like how she does and been right about it. You know what I mean? It's been insane, but I'll talk about that at the end of the video of how she's been right, all that kind of stuff. But if I didn't know any better, in this little interview, Cathie was pretty much just said, buy the stock now before they realize after the 10-10. It's interesting. Let's get down to it. Smash that like button and let's listen to what she got to say, and let's break it down as usual. Let's go.
And your biggest investments in Tesla, which has had not a good year. So, Cathie, how are you thinking about all of that right now?
You know, I'll tell you, when it comes, Tesla is giving us great comfort, believe it or not, because we've done the research. I don't think a lot of analysts have done the kind of research on autonomous mobility that we have. We have a longer investment time horizon. That's why we've done the research. As we get to Robotaxi Day, 10-10, this week, next week, I think more and more people, analysts, are going to have to start modeling what this means. And I think as they do, they will conclude that this is a software as a service model with 80% gross margins plus on that side of the model, as opposed to 15 to 30% margins on the EV side. And they're going to have to adjust their expectations up.
Now, Cathie and I have a little bit of a different mindset here after 10-10. You guys already know, I think analysts are going to sell the stock after 10-10 because they're not going to get the $25,000 compact car that they're all hyper-focused on. I don't think so. However, though, not a week, maybe a month down the line, when they sit back and they digest what has happened, I agree with her. She says that after 10-10, Wall Street analysts will have to start modeling in the FSD Robotaxi into their spreadsheets and valuations, because now you're looking at something that has 80% margins compared to 15%. SaaS-like margins. And according to her, they're going to adjust up. Now, we will get more clarity of how or when this Robotaxi is going to start, whether it's going to be end of 2025, beginning of 2026. We are going to get some numbers that, yeah, we're going to start with 100 and then 1,000, and then we're going to slowly scale up. Then we got 7 million already Teslas on the road. Whoever wants to add it to the network, they can do it. Then we can see the scale and the spreadsheet and all these analysts blocking into their spreadsheets and bringing the valuation up higher, which I think Tesla will be even trading at a higher premium than it is today. But not right away after 10-10. I think that's going to take some time. But her point, I agree with this point.
Can I ask you though, because, I think in theory, then there are some other people who have done that work and who have come to similar conclusions as you. I'm just not sure what we're actually going to learn at that Robotaxi Day and how close, and maybe more from your internal comms with Tesla and from your research into the company. What are we going to hear on October 10th? And what is the timeline for all of this coming to fruition?
I think they're going to fill in some of the blanks that we have about when they're going to launch and how they're going to launch. So that's going to become important. It'll make it more real.
Facts. It would be silly and suicidal if they don't do that. Imagine having the event and then not having, a when and how of how they're going to launch. It's just going to be a disaster. But 110% certain this is going to happen.
And I think that the reason analysts are probably going to take what Elon is saying more seriously this time, because remember, he's been predicting autonomous in the next 2 years for the last 5 years. And I'll say we expected it last year. So, but Waymo is now out there, and more people are trying it. This is not if, it is when for Tesla. And for Tesla, it's also how quickly will they roll out? How quickly will they go national or even global with their aspirations? I think, as you know, Elon thinks in a very big way, and he has positioned Tesla to win the lion's share of this market. This AI project is a winner-take-most project. The company that gets people from point A to point B the fastest, the safest, with as little wait time as possible, is going to win the lion's share of the market.
Cathie makes a very important point here. She's pretty much saying that Waymo is already a proof of concept. So Wall Street is going to see this, that, okay, this is already happening, but Tesla's going to put this on scale. This is also a matter of when and not if. But she says something that I really liked, and it's honestly the reason why I can sleep at night being all in on Tesla. And I have to, read it off here because it's just a lot. She said that Elon has positioned Tesla to win the lion's share of this market. Winner takes all. And the important part here is that the company that gets people to point A to point B the fastest and the safest with little wait time as possible will win the lion's share. And obviously, who can scale that? Which Tesla can scale. Waymo can't. Baidu can't. Cruise is forgotten. I don't know anybody else who can do what Tesla can do. In fact, everyone is saying that Waymo is ahead of Tesla because they're already doing it. Well, here's the thing. Elon has said that Waymo, their services are expensive and slow. And that should give you an idea of how Tesla's robotaxis will be. I mean, if he's saying that Waymo services are expensive and slow, that should give you an indicator of how Tesla's robotaxi is going to operate. First of all, if Waymo is expensive, how cheap is this robotaxi going to be? Now we have an idea of how cheap it's going to be, but that's insane. And if he's saying it's slow, imagine how fast it's going to be. It got me very excited when he said that. So that is a sheesh moment, and the fact that we already have a proof of concept that it's happening and the scale Tesla can do, oh my God, it's gonna be an awesome flipping year. 2025, 2026 going on. It's going to be a sheesh moment, man. Let's keep going what she's got to say because it's more juicy stuff.
How big could this be? Well, we publish our model out there, and it's on our website, arc-invest.com. It's on GitHub. And you can play with the variables if you disagree with how optimistic we are, to see how big this market's going to be. It's enormous. From a revenue point of view, the platform opportunity, those hosting these networks, and Tesla will be one of those, that's a $4 to $5 trillion revenue opportunity in the next 5 to 10 years.
She says the platform opportunity, which there's going to be other hostings. Now, other hostings include like Baidu or Waymo or even Cruise. I don't know if even Cruise is doing anything, but none of them can scale. None of them can scale, which in my opinion, she's saying that all this can be worth up to $4 to $5 trillion opportunity, right? That's the opportunity here. If I didn't know any better, and if I put the puzzles together, it looks like Tesla's going to take majority of this 4 to 5 trillion in the next 5 to 10 years, which is insane. But hey, she's not done there. Listen to this.
If our research is correct, and again, it's winner take most. This is a $1 trillion plus revenue opportunity for Tesla in the next 5 years. It's a big idea.
$1 trillion revenue opportunity for Tesla in the next 5 years. And she's saying that it's an 80% margin. 80% of 1 trillion is $800 billion. And her valuation that she even said in the video here in this interview that you guys should go check it out. And I did go over it in this, in this channel as well. She had, I think it was 2029, around 600 billion or 400 billion in the bear case for revenue of just robotaxis. I have mine, Robotaxi, at 32 billion in 2032. So she's very aggressive, and it's insane. It's crazy. It's a sheesh moment. And she's talking about in the next 5 years. She may know something that we don't. And Elon has said that her research is the closest to what Tesla is going to be doing. Do you know what the stock price is going to be once this happens? It's going to be bananas. She's saying upwards of $2,500 per share. My God. I think if that's true, if that number comes true, I think that's pretty conservative. I think it's going to be a whole lot more because then it's going to be an exponential growth from there because you haven't even tapped into the global market for that, right? That's probably, all that is just probably a first world country. How about third world countries? Those need more testing, like India and, Middle East countries or Asia, majority of Asia. They need testing. You see what's going on in China, right? China is about to launch their FSD. Tesla's going to launch their FSD there. And that's taken a while because it's a whole different set of rules there. Europe is taking a while too because they got a whole bunch of red tape, and it's right wheel, right hand's driving, left hand driving, right hand, left hand, whatever it is. That's taking some time too. So it's going to take time for other third world countries as well, especially a country like India, man, where people drive like crazy. I don't know how that, I think time will do its thing, but that's going to take time. So I think $2,500 per share is conservative if her number is true. And here's the thing. A lot of people like to trump on Cathie because obviously her fund is not doing the best, but she's been right with Tesla stock before. Now, it doesn't mean she's going to be right again, but it tells you that her research and analysis is the right way of doing it. Back in 2019, she said that the stock could be worth $5,000 per share a few years after that, which is around the 2022, 2021 mark. And guess what happened? Tesla, not only did they hit $5,000 per share adjusted for stock split, because they've already done 2 stock splits. So if you go back way before the stock split, the stock hit an all-time high of $6,200 per share, or as we know as today, as $414. So not only did she hit that 5,000, but it went over. And people called her crazy. And people are still calling her crazy today. But the thing is, there's more certainty now than it was back then. Back then, we didn't know what Tesla's going to be, if they're going to go bankrupt or not, if they're going to be, if they're going to exist or not. So there's more certainty now than back then. And she's saying that the stock could be worth upwards of $2,500 by 2029 or $2,000 by 2027, which is absolutely insane. Now, I know a lot of people are not a fan of Cathie Wood, but again, I'm going to keep saying it and saying it again. She's been right with Tesla stock. That means her analysis has been right. Now, I don't agree that Robotaxi revenue is probably going to hit a 600 billion by 2027 or 2029. I think it's 2029. But that's because I don't have the entire fleet going on as a Robotaxi. So I don't know what she's seeing, but if she's right, then that stock price is a little conservative in my opinion. Anyways, my stock price target until end of this year, sorry, not end of this year, end of this decade is 1,500. Less than double of what she is saying. But nonetheless, that's Cathie Wood. Let's see what happens after 1010. The beginning parts of her saying that analysts have to adjust their valuation for Tesla or spreadsheets and valuations on the upside is correct, but not right away. I think it'll take a month or two for them to sit back and realize that, oh, wait a minute, guys. Waymo's already doing this. Tesla just has to scale it. And they showed us how they can do it. Okay, we got to probably add this in and give it more of a premium. I think this is what's going to happen. But nonetheless, let's see what's going to happen for 1010. I need some water. So you guys check out my prediction right here. And I want to know what your predictions are in the comment below or in that comment below, whatever you go in that video's comment below. But here are my predictions for 1010. And I'm very certain about it that this is going to happen. It's going to be a sheesh moment. Subscribe, guys. Get your About the Dip t-shirt because based on what Cathie Woods is saying, buy now before they realize, meaning that you're about to buy the dip. I'll see you guys in the next video. See ya.